It is what an incredibly exciting day. Let me ask first, if you work for Johnson Controls, can you raise your hand? All right, I want to say to each one of you that we know the most important factor that any company makes in deciding where to expand has to do with the quality of the workforce. It really doesn't matter what kind of incentive the state offers. It comes down to the quality of the people. So the real folks that I want to thank today are all of you in front of me and behind me who just raised your hands, because it's the quality of the workforce that really generated this increased investment by Johnson Controls here in Delaware. So if I can ask all the people who didn't raise their hands, let's hear it for those who did right now. We are so excited about this because, as Alan said, and Alan's doing a great job heading up the Economic Development Office, there is by far one thing that we're more focused on in Delaware than anything else, and that's about putting people back to work. And that means all of us have got to think like the business leaders themselves who are deciding where to expand. And we know that what you care most about is the quality of the workforce, the quality of our schools, our taxes, our quality of life, and how responsive we are in government. And to have here today, you've got leadership at the federal level with both of our senators. Every state's got 2 senators. Well, both of them are here today because they know how important this is. Our Congressman John Carney, absolutely just as committed to economic development in the state of Delaware. You've got leadership in the state, me as governor, and Alan in economic development, and 3 members of the General Assembly right there. You've got leadership of the county government, and you've got the mayor, the can-do mayor here in Delaware. He gets things done. And that's what we've got to do. We are a can-do state. And my commitment to you is that we will understand your industry. We will understand your business better than any other state ever could, no matter what other states you're based in. And my goal is that when the folks who run these plants get together with their leadership team, that every other plant manager from every other state or any other country where you do business, at the end of those meetings, they all come to one conclusion, which is that they wish that they were based in Delaware, because Delaware gets it. That's what we have to do. We wake up every morning, and when we go to bed at night, what we're thinking about is how can we improve the economic climate in the state so we can put more Delawareans back to work. It is that simple. So I want to thank the other elected officials who are here from all levels. I want to thank the leadership of Johnson Controls for this continuing investment in Delaware. And most especially, I want to thank the workforce, because we know that this would not happen without you. We're also so grateful to the folks who are building this tremendous facility. We understand that over 100 people, almost all of whom are from Delaware, are going to be building this great facility. And so this is a great Middletown story. It's a great Newcastle County story. It's a great Delaware story. But beyond that, it's a great American story, because we are proving right here in Delaware, with our partnership with this world-class company, Johnson Controls, that manufacturing is coming back in this country. Thank you all so much.
I was here last in 2008. And I had an opportunity. Rick was good enough to show me around. Mark and others were good enough to let me see what you were doing. I've been here any number of times, and we call those customer calls. And the governor and I, and Chris Coons and I, and John Kearney, we do customer calls. We visit probably more than any state in America. We actually visit the businesses in our state. We go outside of our state. We go to California and places wherever folks have an operation in here, or they're thinking of putting an operation here. Our governor, our head of economic development, Alan, our delegation, we literally go visit people. No other state, I know no other state that does that kind of thing. And we ask this question, we say, how are you doing? How are we doing? And what can we do to help you? And we really mean it. Because a big part of a job of government is to provide what the governor described as really a nurturing environment. A nurturing environment for job creation and job preservation. The key is the workforce. One of our responsibilities is to produce a productive, highly productive, well-trained, hard-working workforce. And we got a workforce here that's largely represented by the UAW. We thank you for the kind of partnership that we have here between the union, UAW, and between management. You don't see that every place. You see it a lot in Delaware, but in a lot of states you don't see that kind of cooperation and sense of team that we have here. It's just a wonderful thing. When I was here in 2008, one of the things we talked about were the challenges that the business was facing. You know, we were talking a little bit earlier about how many battery plants that Johnson Controls has across the country, and I think you got about a dozen or so. And you didn't have to invest this money here. You didn't have to expand this plant here. You didn't have to provide for, preserving the jobs that are already here, 280 or so jobs, and to create another 70 or so. You didn't have to do that here, but you chose to do that here. And it's a great testimony for the folks that work here, the work ethic that you bring here, and the kind of labor management cooperation that we enjoy. It's a testimony to the kind of wonderful support I think the governor and the state legislature are providing through Alan's good work. It's a lot to be really be thankful for.
This is a great day. Last 2 years have been kind of cold. They've been kind of slow. They've been kind of hard. There's a lot of people in America who've been hurting. And as I thought about Johnson Controls and I thought about a battery, I thought about how many times in my life have I gone out in the driveway on a cold winter morning. You don't really think about it, but you put the key in the ignition, you turn it, and what do you want? You want a strong start. You want some energy. You want some juice. And for 50 years, this Johnson Controls plant in Middletown has been cranking out those batteries year in and year out. And this is an incredible day. As you just heard from our governor, from our senator, this is a jump start. This is turning that key and getting another crank of juice for the state of Delaware and for our country. Why does this matter? Obviously, it matters to every single person who's going to get a job here in Middletown, here in Delaware. But what kind of job? Not just any job. No disrespect to Walmart, but not Walmart greeter jobs, but a decent labor job that's coming with benefits, with retirement, with decent quality of life, and a good place to work. We're in a fight. We're in a competition. These batteries aren't going to be made in Mexico and shipped to Delaware. These batteries aren't going to be made in China and shipped to Delaware. These batteries are going to be made in Delaware, manufactured in Delaware, and shipped to the rest of the world. That's the way we want it.
Wow. We in Middletown hope we can live up to all the praise that has been generated upon us today. And, everybody's been saying the mayor of this, the mayor of that. We have a tremendous council that support all the effort and everything that we try to do, along with the staff that put so much energy into working with this, working out this deal with Johnson Controls. And trust me, they'll all attest to this. It wasn't always a cakewalk, but it was fun. Middletown has never ever been through negotiations with a major corporation. We're used to dealing with the store down the street, and they say, we want to do this, and we say, hell no. And they're like, okay. We told Johnson Controls hell no, and they said, fine, we'll see you. We said, whoa, wait a minute. So it was an adjustment for us, but we had a great time. I just want to welcome everybody that's here. It's not very often, as everybody said, you can see 2 U.S. senators, the governor, and I'm just thrilled to be standing here today in front of all of you, especially the workers, a lot of Middletown residents, people that we all know. And I'm thrilled to be standing here today congratulating and welcoming a business with 50 years of longevity in Middletown to this new site, breaking ground on the future of the manufacturing industry in the town of Middletown. We are proud to have been a part of this process from the very beginning, as we learned that Johnson Controls was considering Middletown for its expansion, along with several other great locations on the East Coast. Although in this trying economy, we had gone through some truly groundbreaking negotiations on our part to make this happen, we also saw a chance to boost the Middletown economy and bring jobs to the area, and it was truly a win-win situation as we stand here on this chosen site in Middletown. And now that partnership with Johnson Controls will continue, starting this fall when batteries are rolling out of this plant.
Are you ready? Here we go. 10, 9, 8,
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.